Om Shanti Praful Bhai. Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. So, let's start today's Murli. So, today we will be reading the Murli of 11th of November 2000. Through closeness to your perfection, bring the elevated time of revelation close. So, today Baba has firstly, on the first page, has given us a background around what will be the perfect stage that we would be achieving in the golden age, and then slowly Baba reveals to attain that perfect stage how much perfect have we become. And like the Murli which we heard from Madhuban day before yesterday, Baba again asks us the date, when would we like to become perfect, and when will be the revolution come. So many things today Baba has to say in the Murli. So let's start. Today Baba Dada is seeing his holiest, highest, luckiest and sweetest children. So at the very beginning, Baba has given us 4 titles. Holiest, highest, luckiest and sweetest. From time to time, holiest souls have been coming into the world. You are also the holiest, but you elevated soul become the conquerors of the elements, that is nature, and also make the elements Satopradhan. So the level of holiest which Baba mentions us is at a higher level than any other holiest soul. The power of your purity also makes the elements Satopradhan and pure. This is why you souls receive a pure body of the pure elements. The power of your purity makes everything that is non-living and living pure. And this is why you souls receive a pure body. The soul is pure, the body is pure, and even all the facilities of the elements are Satopradhan and pure. This is why you souls are the holiest in the world. Are you the holiest? Do you consider yourselves to be the souls who are the holiest in the world? You are also the highest. Why are you the highest? Okay, so first Baba explored the holiest aspect, now the highest aspect. Because you have recognized the highest in highest God. You have become the highest on high souls through the highest on high Father. ऊंचे ते ऊंचे आत्मा ऊंचे तो ऊंचे परमात्मा द्वारा बने. The ordinary awareness, attitude, vision and actions have also changed, and you have become an embodiment of elevated awareness, elevated attitude and elevated vision. Elevated awareness, attitude and vision. Whenever you meet someone, with what attitude do you meet them? You meet him with the attitude of brotherhood. When a soul conscious, with a soul consciousness vision, with benevolent feelings and with the feelings of being part of the godly family. So you are the highest. Are you not? You have changed. Have you not? And how lucky you are. So now Baba is coming to the third aspect, lucky. It isn't any fortune teller who has drawn the line of your fortune, but the bestower of fortune himself who has drawn the line of your fortune. And how long a guarantee has he given? You have been given the imperishable guarantee of the line of fortune for 21 births. It isn't for just one birth, but for 21 births. That there will be never that there will never be the experience of sorrow or peacelessness. There will be constant happiness. Three things are needed in the life: health, wealth, and happiness. You have received all of these three from the Father as an inheritance. Do you have the guarantee for 21 births? Have all of you received the guarantee? Have this have these sitting off the back received the guarantees? All of you are raising your hands. Very good. To become a child means to receive the inheritance from the Father. It isn't that you are becoming a child. Are you still becoming this? Are you becoming a child or have you become this? So now Baba slowly is uh, moving. So first Baba explored the three titles and how lucky we are that we are attaining those three titles. Now Baba is moving on that like we are not becoming a child. We are like that. It isn't that you have to become a child. As soon as you are born, you become this. As soon as you are born, you claim a right to the Father's inheritance. So you have now attained such an elevated fortune through the Father, and then you are also the nicest. You are Brahmin souls, not warriors, but Brahmins. Brahmin souls experience with the faith that I am an elevated soul. It isn't that I am so and so. I am the richest in the world. Since you are Brahmins, you are the richest in the world because Brahmin souls have multi-millions at each step through God's remembrance. So, how many steps do you take through the whole day? Think about this. You have multi-millions of you have multi-millions at each step. And so, how many multi-millions have you in the whole day? You have become such souls to the Father to remember what I, the Brahmin soul, am is fortune. So today Bapdada was seeing the sparkling star of fortune on the forehead of each one. Are all of you seeing your star of fortune? Is Bapdada happy to see the children, or are the children happy to see the father? Who is happy? The father of the father or the children? Who? Everyone replied, children. Is the father not happy? The father is happy to see the children, and the children are happy to see the father. Both are happy because you children know that it is only at this time that you experience a meeting with God, God's love, this godly inheritance and godly attainments. If not now, then never. Is it like this? Pap Dada is simply making you children revise one thing. What is that one thing? You have already understood it. Bap Dada is making you revise this one thing. Now, bring the elevated time close. This is the second of the souls of the world. Sorry, this is the sound of the souls of the world. Who is going to do this? It is the sound of the world. But who is going to do this? It will be, it is you, or is it someone else? Is it all of you? Are all of you those who are going to bring the beautiful elevated time close? If you are, then raise your hands. Acha. Then secondly, you also understand this. Is this why you are laughing? Acha. What is the date of that? At least fix a date. You have just fixed a date for the turn of the foreigners. Have you not? You fixed that date. So now, O souls, who are going to bring the time close, tell Baba what date you have fixed. Can you see that? Only when it is in your vision will it then reach the world. When Babdada goes on a tour of the world at Amrit Vela, then seeing and hearing everything, he feels mercy. They are in pleasure, but together with pleasure, they are also confused. So Babdada is asking you, O Master, bestowers, the children of the bestower, when will you reveal your part of being Master bestowers in front of the world with intense speed? Or are you still becoming ready behind the curtains? Are you still making preparations? Soul who are instruments for the world transformation now have mercy on the souls of the world. It is to happen. This is fixed and it is to happen through you instrument souls. So, what is the delay? Bap Dada now wishes to see the one ceremony of the flag of completion and perfection being hosted in the heart of every Brahmin child. Only when the flag of perfection is hosted in each Brahmin's heart will the flag of the Father's revelation be hosted in the world. So Baba is again focusing that perfection is directly correlated with the revelation of Father. So Babdada wishes to see this flag ceremony. Just as on Shiv Ratri, the flag is hosted for the incarnation of Shiva, so too there should now be the chant of the incarnation of the Shiv Shakti Pandavas. You sing this song, the Shiv Shakti have come. Shiv Shakti aa gayi. You play this song, do you not? Now the world should sing the song that together with Shiva, the Shaktis and Pandavas have also been revealed. For how much longer will you remain behind the curtains? Do you like staying behind the curtains? You like it a little. Do those at the back like the curtains? You don't like it. So, who is going to remove them? Will Baba remove them? Who will remove them? Is it you who will remove them, or will drama remove them? Will drama remove them, or will you remove them? Since you are going to remove them, why is the delay? So, then, should we understand that you enjoy being behind the curtains? Now, Bab Dada has just this one elevated desire, and that is everyone should sing this song. Wow, he has come. He has come. He has come. Is this possible? Look, Dadis, everyone is saying that it is possible. So then, why is it not happening? What is the reason? Since all of you are saying this, what is the reason for it not to happen? Someone answered, not everyone has become complete. The Baba says, why haven't you become this? Give Baba a date. Baba, you will give the date. Someone told. Do you remember the great mantra of Bap Dada? What does Bap Dada say? Not at some time, but now. Dadiji was saying, Baba, you have to give the final date. Then Baba says, if Baba Dada gives you a date, will you mold yourselves accordingly to that and fulfill that responsibility? Will you fulfill that responsibility? Will the Pandavas fulfill that responsibility? Are you sure? If you then fluctuate from that, what will you then have to do? Then someone said, if you, that is Baba, give the date, then no one will fluctuate. Baba says, congratulations. Acha, now I will give the date. Just see. Look, Babdada is still merciful, and so Babdada is going to give you a date. Listen with attention. Babdada has this elevated feelings for everyone, and he has this desire that within 6 months, when will 6 months end? Someone, someone answered in May. So in May, I in Hindi is Mai. You will have finished all the consciousness of I. I. Bap Dada is giving you a margin of at least 6 months. Whenever Baba has told you earlier, and the work that Bap Dada gave you in the last season, you have probably forgotten that. In at least 6 months' time, you have to experience the stage of being liberation, liberate, liberate, liberating life. Now, liberation life of the golden aged world, but the stage of liberation life of the confluence age. Remain free from the influence of any obstacles, adverse situations, facilities, or consciousness of I and mine. The I of body consciousness and the mind of body consciousness arising out of doing service. The I of body consciousness and the mind of body consciousness arising out of doing service. These things will come but remain free from their influence. Don't say, I wish to remain free from this, but this obstacle has come and this is why this became such a thing. I'm able to do this with little things, but this was a big thing. This was a very big paper. It was a very big obstacle. It was a big situation. No matter how great the opposition from adverse situations, obstacles, or the attraction of to facilities are, but they will oppose you. You are being told this in advance. At least remain 75% free in 6 months. Baptada is not asking for 100%, but only 75%. It's not, it's only when you first reach the 3/4 mark, then you can reach the 100% mark. So you have 6 months, not just 1 month, but you are being given 6 months, half a year. So are you able to fix this date? Look, the dadis have asked me to fix a date, and so I have to obey their order. Seeing the result, Bab Dada will automatically be attracted to come here. There won't be any need for you to tell him. So you have 6 months to reach 75%. Baba is not asking for 100%. For that, you will not be given further time in in the future. So, are you ever ready for this? Not even ever ready. Ready in 6 months. Do you like this? Or do you like a little courage that you don't know what will happen? Do you lack, sorry, or do you lack a little courage that you don't know what will happen? Lions will come, cats will come, everything will come, obstacles will come, adverse situations will come, and the facilities will increase, but remain free from their influence. If you like this, then raise your hands. Spin the TV around, everyone. Raise your hands very well. Don't bring them down yet. This scene is very good. Acha. Congratulations in advance. Then don't say we have to die a great deal. Whether you live or die, you have to become this. This dying is sweet. There is no sorrow in this dying. This dying is for the benefit of many. This is why there is pleasure in this dying. There isn't any sorrow in this. There is happiness. Don't make any excuses. This happened, that happened, and this is why this happened. Excuses won't do any more. Will you still give excuses? You won't, will you? Just play the game of the flying stage and not of everything else and not of anything else. Now finish all the games of the stage of dissent or giving excuses and of weaknesses. Now just play the game of the flying stage. Is this okay? Everyone's faces have blossomed. What will your faces be like when you come to meet Baba again after 6 months? We will take a photo. Then also, double foreigners have come, and so the day for making a double promise has arrived. Don't look at everyone else, but simply see the Father and see Mother Brahma. Whether others do this or not, you must have merciful feelings for everyone. Give the weak ones the power of your good wishes. Don't look at their weaknesses. Uplift the souls with the hand of your courage. Elevate them, constantly extend your hand of courage for yourselves and for others. This hand of courage is very powerful. And Bab Dada's blessing is when the children take one step of courage, the Father gives 1,000 steps of help. Bab Dada's blessing is when the children take one step of courage, the Father gives 1,000 steps of help. Let it be I first in selfless efforts. Let there be selfless effort, not selfish effort. Those who take the initiative in becoming a selfless are equal to Father Brahma. You have love for Father Brahma, do you not? This is why you are called Brahma Kumaris and Brahma Kumars. You issue a challenge to claim liberation life, Jivan Mukti, in a second. So now pay attention to liberate yourself within a second. Now bring that time close. The closeness to your perfection will bring the elevated time close. You are masters, are you not? You are the kings, are you not? Are you self-sovereigns? So issue an order. A king issues orders, does he not? Don't say yes, but uh, don't do this, do this. Simply issue an order. Look at your mind now because the mind is the main advisor. So, hey kings, are you able to issue an order to your mind? The main advisor to stabilize the self in the stage of being bodiless within a second. Order it to do this in a second. So let's do this. Hey kings, are you able to issue an order to your mind, the mind advisor, to stabilize the self in the stage of being bodiless within a second? Let us be bodiless in a second. Okay. To the lucky souls who are absorbed in love, to the souls who have experienced all attainments received through the Father, to the powerful souls who rule the self by having all rights to self sovereignty, all rights to self sovereignty, to the highest souls who have the constant experience of this stage of liberation life, to the luckiest souls whose elevated line of fortune is drawn by the bestower of fortune himself, to the holiest souls who bring about world transformation through self transformations, through their constant purity of vision and attitude, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Even our children's love, remembrance, and namaste to sweet Bab Dada. So afterwards, Baba meets the guests of the call of time. And I think there is a couple of more meetings. But let's pause here and let's reflect on today's Murli for a minute. And later we can share our churnings or takeaways from today's Murli. Okay, so now each one of us can share what we feel is the takeaway from today's Murli.
Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sister.
Because there's very poor network connection here. Right. My takeaway point from today's Murli is give a hand of courage to the weaker souls. That would be my swaman for the day. And Baba has also said, come one step forward. Baba will take you thousands of steps ahead. Take one step of courage, and there Baba leads you forward. Om Shanti.
Yeah, so the point you mentioned, lead a hand of Soman to the weaker souls. So any plans on how you would do that? Like, how can we do that? Any
Yes, for example, I'm a housewife. I stay at home. I don't go outside at all. I have my mother-in-law with me. She's always a bit scared, like, she's almost nearing 88 years. So the moment she gets scared, I just give a hand of courage. I'm there with you. Don't worry. I'll take care of you. That's what I do.
wonderful. Great.
Om Shanti, brother. In this beautiful Murli, thank you, Baba. Thank you, brother. The most important takeaway for me is no excuses. Whatever may be the obstacle, you have to be in the flying stage within 1 second. And Baba is there for you, and everything is going to be perfect. Because in 1 second, you'll always be in that flying stage, and you're the king, so order your mind and just go there. So this is something which fortunately I'm able to do also, but I'm going to reinforce it stronger and stronger. Thank you, Baba. Om Shanti.
Okay. Okay, so Baba today also gave us some title at the beginning: holiest, highest, luckiest, sweetest. So how did Baba compare them to? How are we holiest? Does anyone recall that?
Yes, you're the highest of the high, the holiest of the holy, the luckiest, most luckiest. Om Shanti.
Yeah, so Baba told that you not only make yourselves pure, but the power of your purity makes everything that is non-living or living pure. So even the animals, trees, plants, the atmosphere, everything of those become pure due to us, the pure souls. And all the facilities of the element sadhan, even they become the holiest and purest. So that is how we can consider ourselves to be those kind of souls in the world. Because sometimes it so happens that we just consider that, okay, I am a pure soul, I am this. But when we probably consider ourselves that we are instrument for making even others pure, the whole world pure, we again enforce that responsibility to ourselves, and that brings down the attention to our highest role in this world.
Om Shanti. Sweet morning to everyone. So Baba says, let cats will come, lions will come, obstacles, situations, whatever, let it come. And Baba says even facilities also will increase. But Baba asks us to remain free from these influences. And Baba also says, don't look at anyone. But we need to simply look at Shiv Baba as a father and Brahma Baba as a mother, whether others will do it or not. But we must be merciful. We must be merciful to everyone, and we need to uplift such weak souls, and we need to extend our hands with courage. So that's what Baba says. If we take one step of courage, the Father gives 1,000 steps of help. Thank you, Om Shanti.
उन्हें अच्छे से ले
Yeah.
लो, रजाई दे दो, ले लो अच्छे से.
Yes, Madhuban. Sorry, we didn't get you. Madhuban, you're on mute.
Shanti, brother. My takeaway point, I like this point from the Murli that we are not becoming the children of the God. We are the children of God. That is the most intoxicated point for me. Since I
Exactly.
am also new, not very old, I just came to know each and everything from this group only since I have joined this Avyakt Murli group. So I am also learning a lot from this group. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice point you mentioned, sister, that sometimes what happens is that, for example, if we are attaining a specific degree,
Ji,
for example, if I want to become a chartered accountant, and as I'm student,
ji,
I always have that awareness that okay, I will become.
ji,
But here Baba says that don't be of that thing that okay, we'll become perfect in Satyug, or we are still becoming. Baba
ji, ji,
asks us that you are that.
ji,
That
ji,
awareness should be there.
ji,
So as you mentioned, ki we are not becoming Baba's children, we are his children. And as
ji,
his children, we are perfect.
ji,
So
ji,
that is the
ji.
kind of awareness.
And
Wonderful.
brother, this was the point that attracted me towards this organization. कि we otherwise in bhakti तो we used to say कि हाँ हम दास दासियां और that is है ना, we usually
Yeah,
used to sing the arti also, the हम दास और वो, that this is the main point कि we are his children, not das dasi, no? Thank you so
right.
much, Baba. Thank you.
The other point which someone shared earlier, that obstacles will come and things will happen. So when I experience sometimes at office, there are lots of work. I get maybe lots of phone calls, lots of deadlines, things in that. But somewhere down the line, I have no, whatever comes, let me take a pause and let me ask Baba that, Baba, how are you doing? And let me connect to him, no matter how many meetings are lined up. And I see that there is instant gratification, instant happiness which I feel after having that couple of minutes meeting with Baba. Earlier it used to so happen that I used to procrastinate that okay, let me complete this, then Baba को तो कभी भी याद कर सकते हैं, like he's ours, and let me focus here because this requires more attention. But as I drift my attention from problems to him, even for a couple of minutes, that gives me instant happiness and joy, which gives me courage to complete other things on time, or maybe even if not on time, but at least I am light that okay, I have been able to follow a little bit of Srimad of Baba. So whenever we take any oath or things like that, it could be anything. Always that obstacles will come, and that is how they challenge us. But then Baba revised that so many times that while you do this, things will come. I think more than 4 or 5 times he recalled that this happened, that happened, he came, those came. But then Baba says that is the main thing. Once we have victory over those, and that is where Baba referred to the king, that once king gives orders, then there are no things, like even for in today's world, when a judge gives order, suppose the order is given to be hung, no matter whatever happens, that has to be executed. So likewise, our order to our mind should be such that it should be following and not giving excuses. So this is one beautiful takeaway which I like from this Murli.
Om Shanti. The point where Baba mentions today that give power to the weaker soul, while I was reflecting on this point, uh, the access to give power to weaker soul is first to work on our own self. And that's one of the points that Baba mentioned in today's Murli also, that transform yourself and the world will transform. So if there's any weakness within either soul, I need to work on it, because only when I have something will I be able to give to the other person. So when we practically look at it, especially when there is any opposition or there is any kind of revelation or any kind of differences of opinion that shows up, and there is by any chance there's any form of anger that shows up, that few days back in one of the Murlis Baba mentioned 3 different types of anger. If somebody is getting irritated at that point of time, can I be stable and just be in the language of Swaman and say it's okay? Maybe the person is dealing with something. And this is one of the way in which at that point of time, we take care of our own selves and in the same way gives strength to the other soul. So that's a big takeaway from today's Murli for me. Om Shanti.
Okay, so anyone else would like to add on? One thing I like about Baba is that whatever he asks us to do or whatever we want, Baba wants us to be very specific by when we would like to complete that. So today Baba first asks us how much time would you need, and then probably Dadis told Baba only to give the time, and then he gave 6 months time. So likewise, I think even for our small things which we want to work on, if we drill down them to a target, a timeline, 1 week, 1 month, and then we check for ourselves that how well we are progressing. That will really help us going ahead. Because like that, so we are reading every day is Murli, but if we have a specific plan, that will really help us see our this thing. And again, Baba then mentioned even percentages, 75%, 100%. So tracking those percentage, and of course this is very subjective thing for each one of us, but then we have to have some marking thing for ourselves. And once we have that thing, I think it will help us go ahead. It could be as small as a small thing which drifts away from Purusharth, from being complete. If we identify those and we prepare our own chart, or we prepare our own timelines, that this is when I want to have victory on this. So back of our mind, we have that thing that, no, I have to work on this. So, that is something which Baba probably wanted to mention. He almost spent 2 pages to 2.5 pages on the timelines, on us taking the oaths that we will be getting completed or becoming ready in 6 months.
Om Shanti, brother. This is regarding the yesterday's Murli. I just want to know what this line in Hindi means. ज्ञान का तीर भी चलाओ और मरम भी लगाना.
Would anybody like to explore that? Right? ज्ञान का तीर भी चलाओ और मलम भी लगाओ. Basically, if you take the literal interpretation, you even take the arrow and shoot it, and after shooting, even put a band-aid, right? So, this couple of values we were practicing last 2 weeks, Satyata and Sabhyata. So sometimes our knowledge is such that it feels that someone might feel that it is poking them or it is harsh truth. Truth is always sometimes compared as harsh. But while being satya, while being that telling them right, we should also be sabhya. That means we should not hurt anybody's sentiments. So for example, like if I go outside and with my office colleagues and they offer me lunch outside. So if I tell them that like this is the lunch prepared by a tamo pradhan soul, a vikari soul, how can I ever accept this? This is a poison for me. I don't accept such kind of food. So no doubt I'm not telling them anything wrong, but probably this is not the right way I should have told them, because this would hurt them. They would feel that, what do you think, that we are tamo pradhans, we are vikaris? Instead of this, if I tell them that I am practicing diet which is specially prepared in God's remembrance, I'm just doing some experiment for myself and see how it helps me. So would you mind if I avoid this for today, and I'll probably have something else, or I will probably have my tiffin or thing. Or in a gentle way, I tell them. So I even communicate them the gyan. At the same time, I'm even putting the band-aid so that they don't feel hurt. But putting band-aid doesn't mean that I consume their food, but in a lighter way, even avoid that. While giving them the gyan, I'm also telling them that I'm working on having food prepared in God's remembrance. So this is one of the examples. So many times in families it so happen, whenever we are practicing this purity ki dharana or other dharnas, so we want to give them gyan, but sometimes we give them in such a way that they get wounded and not healed. So probably that is something which Baba wanted us to have, that balance. This was my interpretation. If anybody would like to add on, most welcome.
Thank you. Very nice example.
I would just like to add a very different kind of a practical example of actual wartime. If we go to two examples, I will give you. One is about 400-500 years ago, when we had Guru Gobind Singh, the fight against injustice to protect the oppressed. When they reached that worst point that nothing could be done, but they had to actually raise a war. But when they would fight, after that, even the enemy, they would go and give them water, heal them, mend their wounds. And they said this fight is against the principle of injustice, not against a person personally. Same thing, I will link it to the world wars. Later on, when the wars happened and the attacks happen, and they are prisoners of war. When you have a prisoner of war, how you treat that person, because you're not against that individual, you're fighting for a big cause. And that is why they would say, okay, you treat him with respect because he did as his duty what he had to do, and you release him back in a safe way, because that is the spirit is above the body. You are doing things for the spirit. You're not doing it for the body. So it's a very different kind of an example, but sometimes I could relate to it when you were talking about your other example. Om Shanti.
Yeah,
Om
very,
Shanti,
very true.
Dr. Ben. Adding to what Harpreet Ben just mentioned, it's like how quickly we are able to separate the doer from the doing. And that will allow us to practice this, that, even if somebody is a thief, he has done something wrong, but that act of the person doesn't demean him for me to be human with the other person. That's one thing which I could relate right now, how quickly we can separate these two things, because every soul has those pure qualities of originality, a natural self, the 7 qualities that you speak about. So that's what I was getting here. Om Shanti.
Yeah. So in our day-to-day situations, often we come arise that someone doesn't listen to us or acts in a different way, and we probably want to become angry, and we lose the control over the situation. But we tell that if I don't become angry, then how will I communicate that someone is doing wrong, or how would I improve that person? And by taking that as a shield, we probably lose our temper and we go on scolding, or we probably hurt someone. So Baba, while dealing with situations, it's not that Baba would not give them any siksha, not give them any lessons, but at the same time, he would not even hurt the others by becoming angry. Just like Sister Arpit mentioned that after even after the war, wounding them, probably at first place, not even wounding them, but even communicating them the right thing which needs to be done. So, even in day-to-day life, we can use this thing which Baba mentioned, that giving them the lesson, giving them the tonic, but again, not in that way that would really wound them or make them feel that we are their enemies or we are wanting, we are hurting them. So yeah, different ways we can apply this. So I think we are close to 6:20. Let us take a minute and the drill which Baba gave us in the Murli to become bodiless. Let us practice that. So whenever we practice such kind of drills, just ask our mind that for the next 1 minute, no matter whatever happens, no other thought, but only one thought I would like to stay in, and that is of bodiless. You can take your mind to Paramdham. You can focus yourself at the center of the forehead. You can go to the Vatan, wherever you want, whatever feels as safer place, comfortable place, be over there. But no other thought. Only me, myself, the soul, and you can take a Soman, maybe luckiest soul or purest soul, and just be in that awareness for a minute. Let's do that. Okay, thank you everyone. It was nice again. Beautiful Murli of Baba. Thanks everyone for joining. And yes, let's practice whatever we can from today's Murli throughout the day. Om Shanti.
Thank you,
Om
Baba.
Shanti. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Baba.
Om Shanti. Thank you.